Good morning, Bobcats, and happy Thursday, otherwise known as Buck Lake Spirit Day this week. Cookie Dough's got his bandana on. It might be a little hard to see with our special background, but he is excited. It's one of his favorite days of this week. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. A big thank you to Miss Braswell's class for leading us in the pledge this morning. Today is Thursday, October 29th of 2020, and it's Special Area Day 6. Special Area Day 6. Don't forget those lanyards, the art materials if you're going to Miss McDowell, and to go to the potty before you head to Special Area. Thank you for your help with that. Hey, we want to wish one of my favorite second graders who has just the best smile ever. You can't see it much nowadays because it's covered up. But Dakarian Wilson, it's your birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, Dakarian. We are so happy to have you here. Here's a few jokes to tickle your funny bone on this terrific Thursday. Thanks to Gracie, Eva, and Jacob for their contributions. What did one cow say to the other cow? Move. What do you get when you cross a bear with a whale? A wheelbarrow. I love this one. You ready? Why did the skeleton not cross the road? He didn't have the guts to do it. Jacob, thank you for those. I appreciate those. Let's take a peek at our quote of the week for this week. Our character is what we do when we think no one else is watching. So yesterday I challenged you to think about people in your life that when you think of them, you think they have great character and what traits they have that you might be able to think about incorporating in your life. This morning we had a bobcat spotted, not a real live bobcat, but one of our special bobcats was spotted helping an elderly man in her neighborhood. The gentleman's having a difficult time walking, and one of our very own students has decided to help him by taking in his trash cans, bringing them out to the road and taking them back in on trash day and without any prompting on her own. When she saw his cans out this morning, she asked her mom if she would stop so she could go and roll the cans up for him. That's showing great character when no one else is watching. We just happened, though, to get a sneak peek at it. We're so proud of you, Lila Grace. That touches my heart. I know I would be thankful to anyone who reaches out to help my own parents, Nana, Papa, and I know many other people who would be as well if you were to help their parents. Hey, speaking of terrific kids with great character, let's welcome in Miss Molinax for this week's Terrific Kids.
Hello, all you Bobcats out there. I'm Mrs. Mullinax, and I was feeling wacky for good character. I have a great group of terrific kids to share with you for this shortened week, and we're going to get started with Claire Kristoff in Mrs. Duclos' room. This says Claire is a great kindergarten student. She follows directions, participates in our class discussions, and is very kind to others. Keep it up, Claire. Good job. All right, next up we have Peyton Lofton, and she is in Mrs. Huggins' room. And this says Peyton comes to school every day wearing a smile. She is eager to learn and will always try her best. Peyton loves to help, and she is a kind friend. We are lucky to have her in our class. Good job, Peyton. All right, up next we have Tamara McMillan, and she is in Mrs. Kerner's room. And this says Tamara is sweet, respectful, and independent. She is a hard-working and always smiling Bobcat. Keep being terrific. Great job. All right, up next from Mrs. Braswell's class, we have Tyler Eckel. And this says Tyler is a good student. He works hard every day. He is a good friend to his classmates. Wonderful, Tyler. All right, next we have Calvin Shank, and he is in Ms. Convertini's class. This says Calvin is our terrific kid this week because he is such a hard worker. Calvin always does his best with his work. He is a kind friend and he always plays with others. We are so proud to have Calvin in our class. Good job, Calvin. All right, next up we have Aubrey Rode, and she is in Mrs. McLeod's class. And this says Aubrey completes her classwork on time. She follows our classroom rules, and she is a super student. Good job, Aubrey. All right, up next we have Anaya Hughes from Mrs. McDermott's class, and this says Anaya is a hard worker, a kind friend, and she loves learning new things. And Mrs. McDermott is so proud of her. Good job, Anaya. All right, up next we have Madeline Bradbury, and she is in Mrs. Mitchell's class, and this says Madeline is a kind and respectful bobcat. She is a hard worker who takes pride in all of our learning activities. Madeline is also an amazing artist, and she loves all that she shares with the class. Great job, Madeline. All right, up next we have Daisy Rao, and she is in Mrs. Threadgill's class, and this says Daisy is the absolute sweetest. She's a great student with an amazing artistic talent. Great job, Daisy. All right, next up we have Anish Baral, and he is in Mrs. Reddick's class. And this says Anish was picked for Terrific Kid because he is so patient and kind. He completes all of his work and he raises his hand to answer questions during our class discussions. Good job, Anish. All right, up next we have Rishi Tatneni, and he is in Mrs. Reddick's class also. And this says Rishi was picked for our next Terrific Kid because he helps his teacher and classmates with technical problems in our digital classroom. Rishi always completes his work and he follows all of the teacher's directions. Great job, Rishi. Next up, we have Alex Wynn, and he is in Mrs. Washington's class. And this says Alex is a terrific kid. He strives to do his best when taking tests and completing assignments. His behavior is stellar, and he is a great role model for fellow students. All right, up next, we have Samari Williams, and she is in Mrs. Dericky's class. And this says Samari is a compassionate person. She is a caring student. She always puts forth her best effort and participates daily in our class. She is an amazing person and student. Keep being terrific. Great job. All right, next up we have Nikolai Tomko from Mrs. Vick's class. And this says Nikolai represents our class as Terrific Kid because he is nice, he completes all of his work, and he is a friend to everyone. Way to go, Nikolai. All right, next we have Ollie Traeger, and he is in Mrs. Widener's class. And this says Ollie always has a positive attitude. Plus, he is a role model student who is very attentive during instruction, participates often, and always has one of the best work ethics in class. Great job, Ollie. All right, up next we have Kylie Graham, and she is in Mrs. Craven's room. And this says Kylie is a sweet and soft-spoken student. She is always kind to her peers, and she works hard in class. She also has an awesome assortment of graphic t-shirts that always make Mrs. Craven smile. Keep being terrific, Kylie. Good job. All right, and last today we have Natalie Linville, and she is in Mrs. Doherty's room. And this says Natalie is a great kid. She works hard and is always willing to lend a hand whenever Mrs. Doherty needs it. Keep up the great work. All right, that's a great group of terrific kids, Bobcats. Stay tuned and you can catch a video with all of their smiling faces. And I will see you next week with another great group of terrific kids.
Thank you, Miss Mullinax. Once again, that was a great group of Brick and Mortar and Digital Academy terrific kids. Hey, let's check out what's cooking today in the Buck Lake cafeteria. Here's the menu for today. Our cafeteria staff will be serving yogurt and cheese plate. I wonder what kind of yogurt do they serve. Is it strawberry or blueberry, vanilla? You'll have to let me know. Yogurt and cheese plate, tomatoes and garden salad, assorted fruit. You're going to get your choice of white chocolate or strawberry milk. Show your great Bobcat character today by cleaning up after yourself and using your polite manners with everyone you come into contact with in the cafeteria. I'm hearing great reports coming out of the cafeteria this year. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for this magnificent Monday, but it's not Magnificent Monday. It's a terrific Thursday. You'd think it was Wacky Tacky Day. It's not. It is Thursday today. The high will be 81 and the low will be 50 with a strong chance of rain all day long. Guys, that's a huge difference in temperature. Did you notice that? The good news is starting tomorrow, probably very late tonight, the cooler weather is going to come in. We're going to have sunshine for the next several days. It's going to finally start to feel like fall. I don't know about you, but I sure am ready. We've had a great time during our Character Education Spirit Week. I hope you have. Today, of course, is our Bobcat Spirit Day, and so we can't wait to see all of you out there wearing your spirit gear. Miss Young has a hard time wearing her spirit gear on the news because of our green screen, so you may be seeing the paw print background through my I Love Buck Lake shirt, but and you may not even be able to see Cookie Dough's cool bandana, but he's got it on. Now tomorrow you're going to be off school, right? And we want you to choose a way to show kindness to someone around you. It could be something like Lila Grace did, helping an elderly neighbor, or it could be helping your parents, a younger sibling. You could choose to go pick up trash as you walk along in your neighborhood. That would be so kind and helpful. And just a reminder, guys, students do not come to school tomorrow. Teachers, you have to come, but students do not come tomorrow, and nor do they come on Monday as we get ready for the second 9 weeks of this school year. Hey, I'm going to make sure and attach the video about kid voting. It was on the news yesterday, but I'll attach it to the email teachers if you want to show it separately. It's about 5 or 6 minutes long. It'll help our kids know a little bit better how they can vote in Leon County. Are you a proud family member of a veteran? I know I am. We've gotten some pictures. I would welcome any more that you have. Send them to youngk@leonschools.net with the subject line veteran. Include their name, the name of the Bobcat, they're related to the branch of service, and their relationship to the Bobcat. We're going to begin sharing those in November. We're going to have an interview with one of our very own Bobcats who is a veteran. I'm quite excited to share that with you in November as well. You're going to enjoy a peek at Miss McDermott's Digital Academy students and their fun fall bulletin board projects. Hey, Miss Ferris and Miss Tucker's class, hang on. On Tuesday, we're going to take a walk around your neighborhoods that you created, and we cannot wait to see them. I want to give a big shout out to Miss Charlotte Sykes and Miss Harrison's 4th grade class for meeting her grade level challenge of 12 Sunshine State books, but she didn't stop there. She kept going, and she reached the principal's challenge of all 15 Sunshine State books. She read them. She passed the AR test. Charlotte gets to join Will Millard, and in case you didn't know it, Miss K, our PE teacher, is also part of that elite group. Watch for their pictures to come out from the Well, that's all for today, Bobcats. Remember to purr. Be prepared, be upstanding, be responsible, and be respectful citizens. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Have a great day, Bobcats. legal adult, meaning you are at least 18 years old. So I know none of our Bobcat students can legally vote this year, but it's important for you to know all about the process. And you must have registered to vote. Something that's great about the United States is that anyone, as long as they meet the legal requirements, can vote. This hasn't always been the case. Women did not gain the right to vote until 1920. And it wasn't until the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that African Americans were given the legal right to vote. We can't quite wrap our heads around that, but that is our history. And so we are going to share a little bit with you today about how voting goes in America. So when can you vote? Do you know that only about 58% of eligible voters voted in 2016 for the presidential election? It's very important to exercise your right, and one of the most important things you need to know is when the elections take place. In the United States, Election Day is on the first Tuesday after November 1st. Presidential elections occur how often? That's right, every 4 years, while voting for Congress, your senators and representatives, occurs every 2 years. Election Day 2020 is coming up, or it may have already occurred if you're watching this the next day, but it will happen on Tuesday, November the 3rd. So in Leon County, our children can have the opportunity to experience voting on a real, almost real life ballot. It's going to look very similar to the ones that your parents voted on. And so it's a great opportunity to get started in the practice of researching the candidates and finding out more about them before you just go and bubble in a bubble. So if you go to www.kVLC.org, okay, so that's Kid Votes Leon County, then you can place your vote as a student. When you vote, you need to make sure you're informed about the candidates and who you're choosing. Kids all over Leon County will have the opportunity to cast their votes for all the candidates that are running this year. This site gives students kindergarten through 12th grade a real-life voting experience leading up to and on Election Day. So I hope you will take the opportunity. I'm going to walk you through doing the kids vote right here and right now. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. We used to do it paper and pencil back in the old days last year, but this year, or probably 4 years ago I should say, but this year you're going to be able to do it online. So right here I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So you're going to go to www.kvlc.org. That stands for Kids Voting Leon County. You're going to then click the Vote Now button. That's click the Vote Now button. Next, you're going to need to enter our school code for our particular school, for Buck Lake Elementary. And that code is going to be 0009. Okay? Then you click Look Up School, and then you're going to click the Launch School Ballot. You're going to see the ballot. It looks very similar to the ones that your parents have used to vote or will use to vote. You're going to go through and you're going to select those people who you think will do the very best job. Hopefully you've spent a little bit of time talking to your parents about the different candidates and what they stand for and what they represent. And then you're going to go and you're going to select the candidates that you think should represent you. Next, you're going to click the Vote Now at the bottom of the ballot. And then you voted. It's that easy. So it's a good opportunity for you to practice the responsibility that those of us who are 18 and older have. You want to make sure and research before you go and just click, 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 click. And so it's a very big responsibility. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, do report what the results are for the kids voting in Leon County on the day of the election. So I know Mr. Laster is going to have some I voted stickers that he will share with the teachers so that you can get one of those. I hope this helped you as you go into kids voting